folks, welcome to part 11 of this Luthier Lair series detailing the build of Project Jonas, which is a highly customized Gazzbass Quintessence. We're at the stage of starting to install the electronics, the Seymour Duncan SDC-3 preamp, the Nordstrand MM4.2 pickup, and some custom electronics I'm throwing in there as well that I don't have diagrams for. I'm just relying on my experience in electronics to customize them. So we're going to get that done, and then we're going to make a start on getting the back of the neck finished, which will ultimately be a boiled linseed oil finish on the back of the neck for ultimate playability. It will need sanded down first, and then we'll get that finish on there. If we've got time, we might start assembling it in this episode, but I doubt it. That will come probably in the next episode. So let's go and get on with the electronics. Let's get a rundown of the electronics, in fact. So here we are. I've done some work, and I'll just run down what we have here. That's the preamp here. It's Seymour Duncan STC3M4, specially designed for musicman style pickups. Under here is the Nordstrand MM4.2 double humbucker, dual coil humbucker, musicman style with the wooden top on it here. Now let's go to here first, and the jack has been wired already. I just wired this a little while ago, and we have battery negative, or ground as you would think. There's the hot lead there, the output, which is connected to the tip, that's connected to the tip. The battery negative is connected to the ring, and this is the ground cable here, which I'm going to have to splice probably to get in a ground from the pickup, and that is just the basic circuit ground. Indeedy. So what do we have here? This is a piece of extra electronics I threw in, and this is controls two batteries in the back compartment there, and these batteries are 9 volts to 18 volts, so we have the option to switch from 9 volts and 18 volts on the base for extra overhead. This little circuit here is a debouncing switch, debouncing circuit, so I don't get a pop when I switch that switch. Just from memory really, that will probably work. So then of course the power comes into the preamp here, and of course the circuit's completed to the preamp by plugging in the jack, which connects up the battery negative to the circuit. This cable here is for the hot output of the pickup, which goes into the preamp. With the pickup, again, there's no schematics for this, but I know how to wire this. This is a three-way double pull, double throw switch of type 1. Now, it's on. So in one position it will give you series, in the middle position it will give you a split coil, and in the bottom position it will give you a parallel coil. So 3 different settings for that pickup. That's cool. And of course here we have the volume control, and the volume control is also active passive, and it's push-pull. Pull, active, push, passive, and then just adjust normally. And then we have treble, middle and bass. So that's the rundown of the electronics. I just got to start wiring up the switch now. I'm going to leave this extra length of cable and then tidy it all up, because if anything does need repaired, then any repairman going in after the fact, after I've been in there, can easily, has a lot of cable to work with and doesn't need to be splicing cables together and making more solder joints than is necessary. So that's my philosophy behind that. It always has been, really. So let's get started soldering all this stuff up and see if it makes a noise. So let's go. So I fitted the electronics. Something really weird though. I tested the electronics just by wiring the pickup in series to start with, to see if I was going to get any output, and tapped the pickup with, you know, a screwdriver like usual, and I was hardly getting any output. I tried 9 volts, I tried 18 volts, I tried several other things, so I think there might be something awry with the circuitry. The pickup buzzes out fine. All the coils are the correct resistance. So this is the time when you wish you had an oscilloscope, you know, so you could see the output signal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the base assembled, get it assembled, and then, you know, put strings on it, see if I get a sound. If I don't, then I will have to RMA the preamp, because I'm pretty sure I could test the pickup with another preamp. That's not a problem. I would have to RMA the preamp and get another one, which will take about a couple of days. I did give Seymour Duncan a heads up on it, and they said, well, see what you find, we'll keep one by and we'll send one out immediately if you find a fault. So that's good. So now we're going to go and get on with assembling the base. So let's get the tuning machines installed in the neck. I won't bother finishing the back of the neck right now. I just want to get it assembled, everything okay, and see if I'm getting a sound out of this preamp. If not, I get a new one for free. So let's go. Okay, so the tuning pegs are in their correct place. I get a locator punch here and just put a dimple in each place, and it's okay to just eyeball these up. That's bang on there. And this one, put there. Put dimples in there, so that when you pop them out, you know where to drill. Or you can start the drilling process right there and then. Just put a little notch in there, which is also a good way to go about it. Just like so. See, it locates. Gives you something to bite onto. And we'll check the length of the drill bit in a minute. Pop these out. Get rid of these very near calipers. Put that there. There. See, these are pretty tight. And there. That there. Tight but not too tight. And let me check the length of this drill bit. Yeah, we're not going through the headstock there. So let's drill the holes. Let's pump this up a bit. Where am I here? There we go. I think that's it. Yeah. There we go. That's a good thing about the mini tuners, like the shallow type style. These are Wilkinsons, which are very good. Is that they all have one screw in the back, and then you've got the like these bushings that you put on with the washers and stuff. That's always really good like that. Now, these tiny screws, we'll get a small screwdriver and we'll use our old friend, a Vaseline. We're going to put a touch of Vaseline on there. Right. Put that in there. Get a screwdriver. Guide that in. There you go. That should go in pretty easily. You can still feel it cut threads here, which is good. Don't over tighten. Do not over tighten. Not good. Not wise. Okay, there we go. Next screw, please. Yes, indeed. Tiny bit of Vaseline on there. Not too much. That in place. Put the screw in. And just keep going until you've got them all in there and ready to go. Don't use a power tool for this. It's not wise. You'll screw your finish up and everything, more than likely. Okay, I'm going to go and get this all assembled now. The bushings and stuff. Well, I'll show you one bushing once I've got all this assembled. Okay, cool. Well, hello and welcome to where does the bridge live on this 34-inch scale base? Well, I tacked the nut in place. The nut still has to be sort of ground down a little bit. It's a bit high, but you know, that'll just pop off. I've just got a couple of dots of cyano glue holding that in place. You get a trusty measuring tape, and I trust this one. It's measured most of my bases. I will butt this up against the nut because it's the leading edge of the nut to 34 inches that counts. Now, what I do is I've set that. I'll get my Hipshot kick-ass high mast bridge, and I will place it. I've got a bit of tape there because I pre-measured it just for brevity, and place it there, and I've adjusted the saddles so that they are not all the way out but somewhat back a little bit, like a third of the way back from their full travel, so that I can get intonation back and forward on the saddles. Okay, and we're going to measure this, and oh wow, look at that, 34 inches. Yeah, so you're measuring 34 inches to the E string. It will be slightly longer than that for intonation, and then progressively shorter. So the saddles will be like that shape. You know, they won't be straight on, they'll be sort of that shape when you actually come to intonate the bass. So that's a good start. Okay, so what we're going to do, get some painter's tape, and we're going to sort of stick that down lightly. I want some movement there, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now what I do is I make sure the string spacing is all kind of correct here. Yeah, all these little pieces in the saddle are adjustable, so you can adjust the string spacing on these bridges. It's a great system. Love Hipshot stuff. And we're going to take some wire. Okay, and what I'm going to do with the wire is I'm going to make believe they're strings. Take a bit of painter's tape, and I'm going to go up this end of the headstock, and I'm just going to sort of wrap this round the way it would if it was a string. Oop, And I'm going to sort of tape that in place, like so. And the same with, and that's on the E, and I'll do the same on the G, because I want to position the bridge laterally now so that I get nice accurate string spacing and I don't have one string in here and one string off the fretboard, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go with that right now, and this will be the G. That'll wrap round this way. Just wrap it around a few times and painter's tape to sort of hold it there. It doesn't need to be tight or anything like that. As you can see there, see now I'm starting to get an idea of where everything's going to live. Of course it should be in the nut. Right, so now more painter's tape. You can't have enough of this stuff really. Well, you can, but I mean, don't fill your house with it or anything. Put that in the nut, put that right in the middle of where the saddle is, and we're taping that down. Okay? And this too, same thing with the E string, the E string band. Okay, and we'll tape that down there. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now I can sort of move the bridge back and forward and see what's happening there. The strings move back and forward. Now when I get the bridge to a place where I think it's going to be sort of bang on, so that I've got central string spacing, 19mm on this bridge all the way, then I can tape this down a bit further and start to locate the pilot holes for the drill, for the drilling process. First off, I'm now going to measure the distance from the back of the pickup cover, which is completely perpendicular to the body, and it should be the same at both sides. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. Just check that. Okay, we're looking good here. .52, that's short that side, I think. 0.52, yeah, so it's slightly off this way. I need to rotate the bridge a bit and then put that down there. Once again, make sure not to scratch the finish. 0.54, 1.54. That's, now that is absolutely parallel to the pickup and perpendicular to the body. That's where the bridge is going to live. Let's make sure I've got that right and that right. Yep, this is all looking good. If I move that down there, it's going to, that's going to be fine. Maybe just slightly up from there. Okay, painter's tape. Big bit. Do not move the bridge here. Try not to move it. Okay. Oh, it moved. Right, so I've got to move that back. I just did that for demonstration purposes. No, I actually screwed up there. Alright. Measure everything again. That's correct. Ah, see? Right. Okay. Right there. Okay. Now, I'm happy with that. Let me do the front of the bridge. Okay.
sure it does not move. Even pressure all the way. There we go. Right, now we can get our little punch set here. And I think this is the right size. But no, just it's the one below that. Sorry about this, folks. Be right with you. And we put that in the hole there and we'll tap. Using a hammer, we'll tap here and be careful. Okay. Locating punches are a good thing to have. Oh, that went a bit deep. Can move the bridge if I'm not careful. There we go. And one more. Okay. Just make sure these are all okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to stick slightly into the wood. Right. That's where the bridge is going to live. All I need to do now is drill the holes for this hardware and we'll be ready to fit the bridge. Of course, like I said, I left the electronics sort of hanging around here. There's no stress on the cables. I've got stress relief and stuff on there, and I've got temporary wiring in this because I'm not sure about this preamp. I'm really not. I have a replacement coming on the way actually, and if I can prove to Seymour Duncan that the first one they sent me was a bit naff, then I can send this back and get a refund. So that's cool. Okay, I'm going to go and fit the bridge now. Don't worry about the ground wire from the bridge and all that stuff. That's yet to come. Cool. Okay folks, that's it for part 11. 11. Yeah. Good progress made. In part 12, which will be the final part, probably, maybe not, maybe there will be a 13. We'll get all the electronics seated properly, the controls set up, and the base assembled. Yes, indeed, assembled. And hopefully I'll be able to release that really quickly after this episode, because I've already filmed the footage for it. And then we'll have a play at it. Maybe that'll be part 13, just the demo of the base, and then getting ready for it to get shipped to France, which is always awesome, right? So until then, the usual, stay safe, be good. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Thanks folks. Cheers. Bye bye.